The question will be coming, what will be the dividend and all. We are not focused on those also. We are believing in wealth creation. So when an investor is investing, they have Government of India last 4 years has given dividend exemption to us. We have plowed back the profit. That has enabled the network to grow. That has enabled the borrowing power to grow. That has enabled the lending to grow. That enabled us to grow in just 3 years the business of what we had done in 33 years. Thank you very much, and I again thank you, but we are here to answer your questions. See, as per the SEBI guidelines, some amount of cap is there that up to 2 lakhs rupees, whatever number of shares will come, that it can go. But total cap will be for the all employee segment 2 lakhs. Suppose some employee is not applying, that can be given to the employee.
18 lakhs 75,420.
Post IPO, how much you are going to lend for Reliance and Adani? Is there any?
First of all, while lending, we do not look at who is what. What kind of project is, if there is any merit in the project, we do that. Whether it is ordinary developer of 2 crores of domestic developers, or even a fund-based, large fund-based investor, we took 2 names. Why would you take 2 names? Any corporate in India, if they have their merit in their entity as well as project, and if they pass through our due diligence, we do. Otherwise, no. And we do not have any plan to lend to any agency as such. Since you raised Adani, we have some, as of now, around 300 crores of 300 to 400 crores of exposure disbursement done, and another some 500 to 600 crores of sanction available with that. But any point of to any entity with post IPO around some 2,200, 2,300 crores, and to the group, as I said, total net one funds 50%.
What is the share in MSC segments? Don't share with the MSC.
Yeah, MSC segment you are saying. It's a good question because largely we are into project development and all. And our project developers, if you see this 30% solar, as I said, mostly corporates and in a bigger space. MSME or MSC share is not much. But we have a plan to have a different division post IPO to address into not only MSME but also to retail. But we cannot do directly. What we will be doing? We will be doing strategic partnership kind of thing. Already we have done one such kind of thing. We have brought in a small NBFC that is naming Mufin Finance to support the e-rickshaw wallets. At least they are lower strata of the value chain in the banking system, much lower than the MSME. Nobody lends them, and whoever lends them, they charge in the range of 28 to 36%. And through our line of credit, we have brought down that interest rate to below 18, 17.76 around now is happening. How and what we did? See, normally these microfinance companies or small NBFC, when they lend, since typically these poor travelers, they have either a mobile phone and an Aadhaar card. Apart from that, you will not find any collateral or any asset with them. So, for these agencies to do their rating or evaluation and recovering from them, it is quite risky. So, they load fair amount of risk premium into it. And then they do not have good credit rating on their own, they can raise from the market. But we have very good credit rating as well as being Government of India entity, that kind of comfort is there. We ask them, you also make that kind of thing 2.5, and then fair amount of overhead. Normally for recovering, you have to spend fair amount of overhead, being a small nature. So around roughly 4. So sigma of all those things put around 18. Just think over, from 28 to 36, it came down to 18, almost half of it. So that is the major social kind of thing we have done. And we understand, particularly in MSC space, many of the entities, they do not have rating. They are not bankable. Their entity is not bankable. Even though they bring the project which is bankable, it becomes difficult for the lender to do that. Now, how the bankability of those entities will improve? See, when our developers, when we started the process of every quarter meeting with them and every quarter improve. So in turn, they sustain their rating or further improve in their rating. So in the time to come, we are going to handle some kind of small NBFC or bank, that is our PA, subject to economic viability. Because we do not want to bring dent into our energy.
Can you clarify whether IREDA is financing for rooftop,
Is financing rooftop solar.
rooftop solar for individual houses and
That is the reason I said we have a plan. We will bring in some small microfinance company or NBFC of the regional who is having good regional presence. And we have a plan, we have a tie-up kind of thing. Post our IPO, we want to experiment that, but very cautiously because we have total 175 manpower. And retail requires fair amount of infrastructure, resource, network. And we are designed to develop the sector. Retail is to be done by the normal bankers. And we will be handholding the banks. And we have signed MOU with 4 banks. Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Union Bank, Bank of Maharashtra and IIFCL. Very recently, except Bank of India, which we signed a year back. But not for rooftop solar. That in general all. And in due course of time, we will try to create a fair amount of awareness with them with the nuances of RE financing so that their awareness level goes up and they can understand the risk component in it. Today, why they are not doing, the reason is the understanding of this one and then bankability of the project.
So in renewable energy, which region is doing better, sir?
And Rajasthan and then left side of the India map, you see they are doing well. But as I told you, a state like UP and Odisha, they have very proactively taken and modified their policies, and many of the states, they are also bringing in changes with respect to the renewable. See, future is ultimately renewable. You have to get rid of fossil power in due course of time. You cannot completely get rid of because renewable is intermittent nature, and you need to have continuous round the clock power. So for that, base load balancing, you will be requiring thermal, and peak load requirement still you will be requiring also power. And future, whatever energy we are going to get, every unit of energy, 90% has to come from renewable and new sources. So that 10% still will continue to be from the thermal.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Mohammed Energy. We are an upcoming bioethanol company. My question today is, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on this IPO process and how far a government organization has assimilated and worked so professionally like a private company. And over the last 33 years, you've done 23,000 crores and you've managed to equal that in the last year itself.
More than equal.
More than equal, 24,000 crores, yeah. So that's pretty impressive. So in line with that, my question is, you're going to raise about 2,500 crores with this IPO. What sectors are you looking to, what you call, pump that in, and what categories are you looking to fund with this infusion?
Anyway, that 2,100 or 200, 300, whatever, it depends whether it will be 30 or 32. If we consider 32, then 1290 is going to come to us, 15% of us, and 10% is OFS, that is going to Government of India. So fresh issue equity to us will be 1,290 crore. And as I showed you, our capital gearing ratio in March was 6.7, and now in September it has come to 6. So we have another one-time scope available for enhancing our capital borrowing. And this one time of addition as well as this 1290 crore, we have fair amount of demand. Already we have received one application of 8,000 crore of solar integrated modules manufacturing. We can lend maximum 30% of it. And they are doing in phases. Their plan is for 18,000 crore. That is one crore I said. So like that we have severally. And see what is happening now. The developers who have established in the renewable space in last decade or more, they are going for either backward integration or forward integration. Like any solar developer, they are going for manufacturing. Like already we have sanctioned last month one loan. They are going for manufacturing. They have tied up with another technical partner. And those who are having manufacturing capacity, they are going again setting up the project. So for them it is a forward one. And when you look at this green hydrogen and its derivatives, for green hydrogen you require green power. this 500 gigawatt what we have said in this green hydrogen as we have not considered, which require already 5 million metric ton has been envisaged. And if it happens, then 125 gigawatt of further RE will be required. And then e-mobility also, entire e-mobility and its infra and fleet manufacturing, that we have not considered in this 30 lakhs. If you take that, 46 lakh crores requirement will be. So another 14 lakhs crores will be further required. So we have huge, but we are not earmarking for anything. Since we are doing the entire gamut, and whenever whatever the sector's requirement, the developer's requirement, we will be doing that. And question is, when I am having 8,000 crore, if I lend only, suppose roughly, post my IPO profit, hypothetically if it reaches 8,000, then I can lend maximum 2,400 to an entity. Then balance, where from it will come? So we have signed MOU with banks and other things. We will be doing joint lending. We will be taking fees-based income. That fees-based income is going directly to our bottom line. So our profitability will be enhancing through that. We may not have interest income more. It will be restricted to our exposure limits, to that threshold limit of capital gear into 7 times. Whereas our bottom line we can improve through joint lending and fees-based income in the time to come. Thank you. Very relevant question. MD IREDA, Indian Renewable Agency Development Limited, we are coming out of our IPO, in which 25% will be offloaded in the market, 15% will be coming in the form of fresh issue, 10% will be OFS of Government of India. The total, if you consider the price band what we have made, 30 to 32, and the issue is opening on 21st, 22nd and 23rd. And post our issue, if you consider 32 rupees, and we are a very unique organization where we exhibit best quality corporate governance standards. The kind of corporate governance standards what we have exhibited in last 3 years and the financial performance what we have shown, 3 rating agencies have improved our rating in last 6 months from AA+ to AA+. And also CII had conferred on us as best company of the year and best CMD of the year in 2012. And today we are considered as the most trusted brand name in renewable energy financing in India. And in the time to come, we will continue to sustain that kind of trusted relationship. We understand the renewable nuances, renewable project financing nuances much better and much faster than others. That is what the perception our developer has given to us in last 36 years. In last 36 years, till September, we have financed more than 1,07,000 crores. And if you see, our cumulative write-off is just 203 crores, which speaks the kind of command, comfort, capability our team is having, not only assessing the project well, but also do the monitoring in order to ensure the asset quality. And in our asset book, around 80% of the assets are commissioned, which are of general category, which means fair amount of asset quality we are maintaining, and more than 92% assets are secured assets. Remaining assets are financed to the state, which we do not consider to be for securitization, which will add further cost to that. And we are very confident the kind of response what we have received in the roadshow as well as various press conferences and brokers what we had in the last 3 days. Thank you and wish you all the best.